that foreplay is important, that it takes longer for women to get aroused enough to have sex and reach orgasm than it does for men, but how long should foreplay actually last? Well, this is a really important question. There's not a single answer, but the best rule that I could give you in order to determine how long foreplay should last is how long it takes for her body in that individual session to be relaxed enough to receive penetration without any discomfort. And there are a few key ways to tell that that has happened. You know what? Let me bring in my vulva puppet, Regina. On the outside of her body, you will see her clitoris and her inner labia, and even sometimes her outer labia get engorged. That means they're gonna look puffy, they're gonna be filled with blood. This is sort of the analogous tissue to the male erection. You can see some of it on the outside of the body. That's letting you know that she is filled with blood and that she is going to be more ready in order to receive you. Now, on the inside, you can check early on as you're getting her warmed up, as you're going down on her, as you're making out, as you're fingering her. Feel the inside of her vagina, the first inch to 2 inches. Feel all 360 degrees, so feel around in a circle, and then check again later to see how relaxed those muscles are. The pelvic floor is a series of muscles. Just the same way that you would stretch before you ran or before a physical activity, you also need to stretch and relax the pelvic floor muscles in order not to damage them during sex. Unfortunately, up to 1 in 4 women experience pain with sex on a regular basis, and this does not need to be the case. In fact, with regular foreplay and earnest checking to make sure that her body really is relaxed and open, you can prevent a lot of pain and injury and long-term suffering. One of the biggest causes, I believe, for sexlessness in long-term relationships is because of premature penetration. Women who are being penetrated, partners who are having sex before their body is actually ready. One of the reasons that people don't give enough time for foreplay is because they are afraid of losing the connection, of losing the momentum. Maybe you're afraid of losing your erection. Maybe you're afraid that if you don't get in and get started, that you're going to either get off too soon, lose your hardness, or not get off at all. Well, I invite you to consider that just like you can regain that momentum the next day, if you relax and take your time, you'll actually be able to pick up another wave when it happens. You can get back to making out, to making eye contact, to touching each other, to oral sex, to hand sex, until that wave of arousal comes through for both of you, and then it is time to have sex again. I'm not saying that you should never ever have a quickie. I'm not saying that you should never ever penetrate before 20 or 40 minutes of foreplay and turn on. What I am saying is that you should figure out what the needs are for the woman that you are with. What are the basic foundational elements of her turn on so that she can get there and get there in the amount of time that it takes in order for you to actually penetrate. And if she's not able to get there, consider not penetrating. Just don't have sex. It's not the end of the world. You will get another chance. In fact, if you have sex before her body is ready, the chance that she's gonna get injured, it's not gonna feel good for her. She won't even necessarily know why she doesn't want to have sex with you again. So you'll actually be increasing your odds of having more sex and more frequent sex and having sex again with that woman if you just take the time to wait. We love a tease. We love what we cannot have or what we have to work really hard for. Seems like it's a lot more valuable and a lot more exciting. So don't always just dive in there. Sometimes the best things take a lot of time, and that is okay. In summary, there's no exact right amount of time. You have to know the woman, know her body. And hey, there's one other thing I want to say. We have this idea that a tight pussy is a good thing. A tight pussy is not a good thing. A tight pussy is like the equivalent of a flaccid dick. They're great. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're not exactly what you need for penetration. You want a nice, relaxed, juiced up, lubed up, open, flowing pussy. Wait for that. It will be worth it. I'm Caitlin V. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you here later. Bye-bye.